Man, it's been a long time since last Friday.
What are you talking about? It's only been 1 week.
Man, it's
It's
been a
last
lot.
Friday after all.
Yeah, it's been a long time since last Friday. Feels like it's been a year.
No, it hasn't. It was only last Friday. What are you talking about?
Yeah, last Friday being 11 months ago. Oh fuck.
No, it was just last Friday.
Yeah, no, a lot has happened since last Friday. Like the inauguration, the Musk going on stage and giving a very fucking famous salute.
Oh my god, that feels like ages ago. Oh my
Is it ages ago? I
man,
thought
it's
it
been a
happened like
rough year, hasn't it?
rough year. It was last week.
All right. Oh my god, it's gonna
And
be
now
so
with
fucking
this
over.
this coming out with like fucking tariffs and shit. What are tariffs? Like they said that the orange guy tariff, like isn't that what they do in the beginning of all those rock concerts? What is 10% of an import fee? Why are they charging it to like my credit card account? Why are they asking for my mother's maiden name to get rid of import taxes? And all this and more in this episode of TorisuTalks. Welcome back. It's been a long time. It's been a
Yeah,
long
that was a good
fucking
one.
time. Thank you, thank you,
I heard the music playing in my head the moment you said that.
thank you.
The moment you said, "Oh, what is terrorist?" It immediately started playing. All right.
I really gotta make that like an actual thing. Like I spent all of 3 minutes writing up that fucking paragraph, and I still feel like it wasn't good enough. Anyway, I am your host, detective ass motherfucker, Tori Adler,
And
and
it's the most tasteless style in the universe. Larissa des Domo Domo.
man, I haven't seen you stream since like last Friday.
I haven't seen you stream since last Friday. What are you on about?
That's fair. That is fair.
Larissa talks every Friday.
Yeah, Tariffs talks every Friday, guys.
Every
Every
Friday. We have not missed a
Friday.
Friday.
Not once. Any
Not
Fridays that
once.
we've missed, blame it on like the leap year. It was 2024 last year, so
Yeah, it was like a leap Friday. You know, they don't actually exist.
yeah, it's we in fact it's only been like a quarter of a year since we streamed.
Yeah, there's been no Friday since then.
Yeah, there has never been a Friday. No, what's a Friday?
It's that song that keeps getting stuck in my head occasionally.
Rebecca White.
I don't know the other's name. I don't know any names, dude.
That's
Names are
not
hard.
not even mine.
Why do you think I call you Pissman?
Oh my fucking god, that's why. Okay. Alright, you know what? I forgive you on account of you having uh fucking amnesia.
No problem, torrent ad block.
Oh, okay, alright. How many times have you forgotten about names? It's like since
I'll be
last year.
honest.
Yeah.
I like if you were to ask me what the names of all my secondary school teachers are, I could only tell you one, which is a Miss Tan.
Miss there's a Miss Tan for like every one in one students out there. There's always a Miss Tan, I'm sorry.
I feel like every Miss Tan I had has been the math teacher for some reason.
No, you're right. Like I had no, you know what? I had a teacher called Miss Tan, but she was in charge of English.
Also, speaking of English teachers, what's with English teachers always being pregnant? I don't know if you know this. Am I crazy for thinking about this?
No,
But I
no,
feel
you're
like
not.
the math
You're
teachers, the math teachers are never sick.
No,
All the English teachers are always pregnant.
no, the English teachers are always pregnant, and the math teachers always already have children.
Yeah, like
Right? Like it's not just me, right?
Yeah, like huh?
It's okay. If there's anything I've noticed is that like the mother tongue teachers are like consistently mysterious, but they don't appear like they have like or they have like children. Okay, like for the mother tongue teachers, the math teachers are always the one that already have children, and the English teachers are the ones that are always like pregnant.
Yeah, they're always pregnant all way.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
god, even my lit teacher. Oh
And then
my
there's like a
goodness. Now that I
substitute
think
teacher
about
that
it.
comes in for like what 3 months, and then like the original teacher like comes back.
Yeah.
It's that's
It,
some
it it's
shit. It's a
it
pattern.
has it has to be. Why do you think that's the case?
I don't. Is it like a statistics thing? I don't think it's a statistics thing. It's probably like coincidence or some shit.
Maybe it's a stereotype.
It's probably a stereotype, but if like it's so consistent across the board, then how stereotypical really is it?
Right?
It's always like I know I've only been through like 10 years of the Singaporean education system, but like still, like there has to be some sort of fucking correlation there.
Actually, have you seen what? Oh, okay. Now here's the part of the podcast where two Chinese people talk about AI.
Uh-oh.
So, have you seen like the AI like tutoring schools that have been popping up recently?
Unfortunately, yes, I have. Well, no, not AI tutoring schools specifically, but I have seen AI advertisements for these kinds of schools. It's
So,
always yeah.
what I heard they do, right, is that you know how in school you kind of like sit here and you listen to a teacher yap for like 4 hours, for like 4 to like 7 hours ish, and like half of it doesn't go through your brain, and it's either too easy or too hard, and
Yeah.
no matter the pace you're going at, you have to go at like the pace the teacher goes. So if it's too fast, then too bad. If it's too slow, it's boring, and well, that's also too bad.
Some of those Kumon situations, I think.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Except like in this case they have like these buzzwords like, ooh, AI, we're using AI to supercharge your children's learning or some shit, right?
Yeah, so what these AI like tuition centers do, right, is that they have the AI teach you at your pace instead, rather
That
than you having to follow a class. So basically you kind of get the benefits of like one-on-one tutoring. And apparently it works.
what AI
Like for some
tutoring?
reason. Yeah, it works. And people like they show that like 1 hour in school is like 3 to 4 hours of learning or something like that.
Well,
And they're able to learn like stuff even beyond their grade. Like students are able to learn stuff beyond their grade, which is like crazy.
look, I'm not gonna lie, right? Like AI tutoring, I would trust it, but only under one like very specific condition, which is that it's vetted very, very thoroughly because AI has
Yeah,
been
I think there's like a teacher who is still there if you have to ask questions. But
yeah.
otherwise, you're like you just talk to the AI all day and they teach you like math and shit.
I mean it's
And
like
apparently
Duolingo in
it's
a
really good.
nutshell, though, right?
Yeah.
It's,
Hmm?
it's fucking like Duolingo in a nutshell, I think.
Yeah. I feel like, as an adult, even though I'm 3, law wise, as an adult, as a 3-year-old adult, uh,
I
I
don't
feel that
never say that again. That is some criminal shit. I would not
as
trust this motherfucker with a contract.
as a 3-year-old adult,
Oh,
I
I hate
feel
this.
that I learn a lot like faster in the things that I care about rather than the shit that I was in school.
Well,
Like
yeah,
the
it's
teacher could be like yapping for math forever, and now whenever I learn something, I like Google it, like ask an AI or something, and then I just get it, rather than have to like fucking slog forever.
no, I understand that. That's pretty. I think it's pretty. Uh, AI does explain things in a very deceptively simple manner, but I think that's also one of the weaknesses is that you never really know if it's wrong.
If it's right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like because you inherently the people who are using this don't know about the information. So when they try to look for it and the AI gives it to them, they don't know whether it's right or wrong, and there's a pretty good possibility that like AI, is
It's
still
a
wrong.
hallucination.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
hallucinating and shit. Like it's schizophrenic. It's telling you that C sharp is like 13 notes above C, which it's sure it's technically correct, but like no, you know.
But yeah, I
Sometimes
don't.
it's
I
one
just think
semitone above.
yeah, I think the potential is great, but it's still like relies on a child's curiosity, or just a nurturing issue. Something
Yeah,
you could learn as long as a child. Yeah, I agree. I agree. It skips fundamentalism, which is a slog. Because I think the school system is desperately in need of change, right?
100%. Yeah,
I think the current way we do school, especially for like primary school and like secondary school here in Singapore, is like it's almost the equivalent of torture. I'll be
it,
honest. Like
it's a
I
lot
don't
of
think
rote learning.
children, yeah, I don't think children should be learning in such a like a rigid way. Like if you give this to an adult, they'll be bored out of their minds. If you give this to a child, they'll be like absolutely dying. Especially now that phones and like everyone's like all hopped up on fucking dopamine from all the social
Yeah,
media
yeah.
and
Did,
phone
did you see
usage.
that one like website where it just overlays like the sentences that you want to learn in front of like a fucking Minecraft parkour
Oh my
video,
god.
like all those
Oh my fucking
generators.
god. That's insane.
Like my classmates introduced me to it the other day, and because they okay, not the other day, like a year ago, okay, like we had to do like physics, and
Mm-hmm.
I was there like reading through my notes, and I noticed they were doing something like watching like a fucking Minecraft parkour video, but it was like the contents of the lesson like laid on it with like AI voice in the background. I'm like, what the
Oh my
fuck are you
god.
guys on?
Do you
There
think it
is.
works?
I don't personally think it works. Personally, I think it's a fucking meme, right? But I do see like a 12-year-old like unironically getting into this.
Do you think okay. So do you know if they currently allow phones in school?
Depends on the school that you go to.
It does, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think I've seen somewhere that if the school allows you to use your phone, like the grades just drop dramatically.
I
But
mean,
if you are forced to like not have your phone with you, or like forced to lock your phone away in somewhere, and it's not within reach, then your concentration, your attention span goes up. Because otherwise you're just a fucking like dopamine zombie staring off into space, just waiting for you to get your next hit instead of actually paying attention to class. You know?
I think
It's-
there's a bit of a generational gap between back then and now because back then like TikTok wasn't a thing, you know.
yeah, TikTok wasn't a thing. Brain rot content was like
It was minimal at best and like downright looked
it's not as
down
bad as it
upon,
is now. Now
right?
it's like fucking everywhere. It's
It's
like Coco
really
Melon,
bad. Yeah.
fucking the AI slop, whatever
AI is
Netflix is poking out.
yeah. Wait, Netflix, fucking Netflix, really?
Okay, I don't even know about this, but like Netflix tried making a bunch of good shows and a lot of slop, and they found a way to make the most amount of money is to make a bunch of slop instead,
Ah.
because as they like put it themselves, they wanted like second monitor content, like the equivalent of second monitor content,
Oh
but
yeah, yeah, yeah.
for
Like
Netflix.
that fucking thing, right? They had this
Yeah, the TV is more of a
show.
background noise where you don't really need to pay attention to it all the time, because that's what they found the consumers were doing. They weren't paying attention, they weren't like super analyzing like deep shows or anything. It's just kind of there, and when you look over the TV, you want to know what's going on and stuff. So
They have to
without
repeat the
needing to get,
points like every fucking
yeah.
30 seconds, right?
Yeah, so they made the content like really easy and digestible, and like not you don't need to think about it basically. It's just slop TV,
Yeah, no, it's the
and
equivalent
that's
of
like most
like
of the good.
fucking like AI music on YouTube nowadays.
Oh my god.
Like, okay, just like a personal anecdote, there was this one fucking channel I listened to, right?
Hmm.
I forgot the name of it. I think it was some
Names are
what
hard.
is question mark, right? And then like they would put like the title would be like something to replace that question mark or some shit, right? But like all the
Mhm.
fucking music was like AI generated, and it was all like lo-fi shit, right? But it wasn't like lo-fi. It's like the unique kind of lo-fi. It was lo-fi like the kind of shit that you would find like nowadays. You search up lo-fi music and then you just click on like the third or fourth result, and it's just bound to be some like Suno generated shit, which is kind of
Mhm.
depressing because back in the days, like you had notable people making music like Potsu or Nujabes or like fucking obviously Snail's House is gonna be one of them, but that's only because like I
Mhm.
have like a fucking bias for that shit. City Girl was one of them, and now you just have fucking AI generated bullshit, and it's even it's not even like noteworthy because it all just kind of blends together after a while. It's just depressing, but it is
Yeah.
like second monitor content. And
What do
I
you think
think
about the
that's
Ghibli AI thing?
I personally not a fan. Uh, I mean there was already like a big fucking case about Miyazaki. Uh, that's his name, right? Like again, I'm bad at names.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm bad at names too, but yeah.
yeah. Like strongly putting out a case against like machine learning because it kind of strips away like the effort that people put into things or some shit, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like I don't the rationale isn't really the important thing here, but the fact that he's like kind of not giving permission for AI to do that kind of stuff to his works is what really kind of matters to me here, I think. Because
Mm-hmm.
like to do like this kind of stunt and publicly label it as Ghibli AI, that kind of I feel like that kind of takes away from the intentionality of the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. It makes it less special, you know.
Yeah, yeah. It's just and like I mean the environmental impacts aren't something that I'm really familiar with. There is obviously something that's gonna be there that's like kind of harming the environment or whatever, like because of like excessive power consumption for things that
Oh
you're
yeah,
just
they're
gonna
building a. I like how like a lot of countries are like no nuclear energy for so long, and now that this AI thing is kicked in, they're like either bringing them back online or building more nuclear reactors.
yeah, it's like mostly because of efficiency, I'd say. A lot of
Yeah,
it is because of efficiency.
but people have been scared of like nuclear reactors for so long, but now that all the AI is like sucking up so much power, they're just going ahead with it. You know, the fear is gone, the necessity for the power is here.
Yeah, it's I mean
I actually do wonder why we don't have a nuclear reactor in Singapore.
because if a meltdown occurs, half the country is gone.
I don't think a meltdown will ever occur though. At least not with the current technology
Well,
we have.
no, but the risk is there, right? And
And
you
we're
know,
not
Singapore.
yeah,
Okay,
but
like
we're not in the middle of like a fucking like earthquake. We're not gonna get hit by earthquake plus tsunami.
yeah, no. But hear me out, right? Hear me out. Like we both know that the Singaporean government is like really fucking risk averse.
I guess, but
And
still,
building
I
a
mean,
nuclear,
there's
yeah,
currently a reactor that cannot melt down. They like I saw this YouTube video. I know YouTube video. But they were able to make a reactor that doesn't melt down because it's of the way it makes nuclear energy. Just makes so that it's not possible. It uses a different method instead of like the control rods and shit. I think they turn the fuel into like a liquid and then like it cycles around the place. I don't know. It's really weird.
liquid
But
cooling, hell yeah.
apparently it's just impossible for it to melt down. So I was like, we could have one of those, you know.
We absolutely could, but like I think
And we do
that
need more energy, right?
desperately,
Like
yes.
electricity in Singapore is not exactly cheap.
But we are there are a lot of plans to to kind of integrate solar panels into most of the HDBs here.
It's not gonna be enough, right?
Probably not, but I think that it's going to be a like ramp up thing. Like you put solar panels on top of HDBs, and if that's not enough, you do like a bunch of like water based
Because
solutions, and if that's not
we currently
enough, then
run
you
off
make like
natural
nuclear.
gas, right?
We do.
But natural gas is going to run out in like less than 100 years.
In all probability, yeah.
So
But
it'll go out by the time in our lifetime, basically. So we have to find something different by then. But I think nuclear would make a lot of sense.
yeah, nuclear would actually make a lot of sense, but again, risk averse, right? Like, I'm pretty sure the current government is like kind of looking away from these kinds of technologies because they really don't know too much about it as of yet. I think that's a big like factor, right? Like the
Or you know, or you know what we can do? Clean coal, baby, clean coal. Bring up the coal generators. Gotta love that
yummy.
clean coal from Australia. So green. Oh, look at all the green coming out of that chimney there. Wow, it's so clean, clean
Oh,
coal.
I can
I
feel
love
my
clean
lungs
coal.
cleansing themselves.
Oh yeah, it's so full of cleanliness.
If
Oh,
it weren't clean, why would we be known as carbon-based life forms, right? Yum
Yummy,
yum.
yummy cavern.
Oh,
Like,
apparently there were plans to make one at one point. I think that there was to build like a nuclear reactor at off the coast of like some area in Singapore, but I'm really not sure how that turned out. Like, let me just nuclear Singapore energy. Uh, apparently their small nuclear react radioactive waste management is also uh they have to manage the waste that comes out from these
it's not that
plants,
big of
right?
a deal.
It's a bit of a deal because
It's a bit, but it's not that big of a deal. Like you can pretty much just like take the problem and move it somewhere else.
and also
You know,
property
it
prices because who would want to live next to a nuclear reacting plant, right?
well, yeah, but it's a lot cleaner than living next to a fucking gas plant.
Yummy yummy gas. I love gas. Yum yum gas. It's I think
It is a lot cleaner. Yeah, because nuclear's waste product is just water. You don't have like the nuclear waste is something else, but you could live next to one. It would be fine. It's not like it's a coal plant or a gas power plant or something like that.
yeah, I think there's a lot of not ignorance, but like a lot of things that people still don't know about like nuclear energy and all, and that's going to cause like a bit of a kerfuffle, you know.
I think it's just investment. Like the initial
It's
investment is probably really high,
oh yeah, no,
but
100%.
it's probably like better in the long run, just like more expensive in the short run.
I think that there are still plans for nuclear energy in Singapore, but if it
I do
really,
hope so.
really comes down to it, I feel like the reason and the only reason why Singapore would ever have a nuclear plant is because of the sheer amount of energy that AI is using.
Yeah, are we becoming an AI like server hub? Is that happening?
Yeah, I mean, we're already like a
Like
fucking
we buy
server
a
hub.
shit ton of those like Nvidia cards, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know what happens to them.
No, we're
Was it called
already like a server
the
hub
T one
for
hundred or something like that? I forgot what it's called.
T100s. Oh, isn't that the fucking name of like the fucking Terminator?
I don't know. I just know that Singapore is like one of the uh like when the US put those trade restrictions on like those AI training cards on China, Singapore's purchase of those cards suddenly jumped up for some reason.
Yeah, we're gonna
And
gather all of them into like one fucking warehouse, and they're all gonna melt together, stand up like one big fucking robot in the middle of Jurong Industrial Area, kill John Connor, kill John. That's what's gonna happen. I'm telling you, the AI overlords, they're coming for us.
Speaking of AI overlords, what do you think about Neurosama? Have you seen any of her streams?
Well, yes, no, yes slash no. I've seen clips. I haven't seen like any of her actual streams, but I imagine that they're pretty reactive, especially with uh Vito being on the fucking helm of shit. Because Neurosama is okay. This is gonna be a take. I'm not sure if it's gonna be a hot one or a cold one, but it's gonna be a take. I think
Mm-hmm.
Neuro-sama is just like a representative for Vito himself. It's a pet
Really,
project, sure, but
I would think it's more of the Twitch chat because if I'm not mistaken, she's trained entirely off Twitch chat.
ah, well,
So
no. As in, I like in not in terms of like streaming or anything, but in terms of not in terms of like the content she puts out, but in terms of like streaming avatars and all, and like the general reputation. I think
so you
Neuro-sama is
calling Vito a fanboy?
uh no yeah. Jer-
That's
I
base.
I plead the fifth. I don't know, okay, cause fucking like Neuro-sama may be like a pet project of his, but like the main face of it may be Neuro-sama, but
I
truthfully
mean,
speaking,
everyone's pretty much call like Vito the dad, and the AI is his daughters.
well yeah, it's like okay, it's kind of like how do I put this? Vito is like the Yago to like Neuro-sama. If Neuro-sama was like whole life, you know?
I think it's closer than that.
A little more closer. Like the
Yeah,
managers
I
or
think
some
it's a
shit.
lot closer
Or like
than that.
Achan, you
Yeah,
know?
Achan, you mean?
Achan.
Yeah, H just left.
Sorry.
You know.
Yeah, unfortunate. I mean, she's still there, but not like streaming, I think, right?
I have no idea. I'm not following closely
Ah,
to that side of the company. I actually been watching a lot of the newer gens.
newer
I
like
quite like Bibu. Bibu's little fucking gamer. Oh my god.
little fucking gamer. That's the best description you have for her, I see. Just, I mean, you're as far as I've known, you've always been like more of a fan of the gamers. Fucking, what's her name?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
There was this picture on the Hololive subreddit, which was like one axis was gamer energy and the other axis was height.
Gamer energy
And
and what now?
and height.
Gamer versus okay, so tall people are not gamers.
Yeah, they were like drawing those like best fit graphs, I think it was called.
Oh right.
The best fit lines. And
Yeah.
they were like trying to show that the shorter you are, the more gamer energy you have. And the taller you are, the less gamer energy. And they try to draw a correlation.
They had like a
This-
standard deviation and all.
I mean, there was a few like outliers, sure, but they were like, it's a pretty big trend. The very bottom right of the graph of like the least height but the most gamer energy was Bibu. So like,
That's
which I kind of do agree with. I do
I
find Bibu as a lot of gamer energy.
okay. No, I disagree. I disagree. Actually no. You're right. Wait, no. No, wait. Pector.
But in
No.
whole life English, if you don't include whole life English, you include like ID, like Kyla. Kyla, I think will be an exception. I think Kyla's gamer energy is very high,
Oh,
but
Fauna.
she's also really tall. Fauna is also a pretty gamer. Yeah, she was part of the graph that was like pretty out there, not following the trend.
Or like yeah.
The
Or like
I think
Kelly.
Gigi, which is like pretty short, she's also really high on the gamer side.
Wait, Kelly's a
because
fucking gamer.
a little, yeah, but I mean
What?
compared to like
Outlier?
Gigi and all.
Oh yeah, right, that's
Because
fair.
fucking Gigi is a league player, for fuck's sake.
Oh, you.
A league player.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Ugh.
That was instinctive. That was I
No,
did not
it's alright.
mean to
It's
do that.
understandable. I'm with you with that.
Yeah, thank you.
Fucking
thank
league
you.
players. Oh my god.
Oh god. I mean, it's not Hako. Okay, Hakos is definitely a fucking gamer. Shit.
I don't
Fucking
think
rat.
Hakos is that much of a gamer.
She's a
I
fucking
think-
rat.
Yeah, but like gamer energy, I feel like it's kind of inversely proportionate to like idol energy.
Is it? Is it really?
That's
I mean,
how
look
I
at
feel,
Pecora though.
Do you think she's an idol? Do you really think that Terrorist of a Bunny is an idol?
Yes,
Now
maybe.
that's a hot take.
Yeah, that's a hot. Goodness gracious me! I can't
I
believe that
think more
Pecora
people
isn't
call
an
her.
idol.
I think more people call a comedian than an idol.
Yeah, that's fair. No, wait, no. Wait, no. She's not, Pecora's not a fucking comedian. You want to know who's like a fucking comedian is? It's the clown ass. What's her name?
Polka.
Polka. Polka is a fucking comedian.
Oh my god, Polka had a really funny set of streams where, okay, like the Hololine made a new Minecraft server, and everyone was playing her and this stuff. And Polka started a series of streams where she just stood still in one place and call it like Polka CCTV or something. And even though she said nothing and it was just doing nothing the whole time, it was super entertaining watching people walk up to her, like do stupid shit, and then run off.
Did none of them
It,
do
it
that?
was peak.
Did none of them do that
So
thing where
many
they
people
like dug a hole under and then just like put a dirt block on top?
there.
Like dig like a
No,
1x3 hole under and then like put a dirt block on top. Nothing ever happens.
no.
No one
But
ever
she
did
did get
that.
like knocked around by like I think a creeper at one point or a mob or something.
Oh, that's
So
it.
it was kind of funny, yeah.
Wait, that's fucking
Like
funny.
there were a bunch of highlights from that stream. It was actually like insane content
I
for
can't believe the
not doing
best
anything at
thing to
all.
do, like to get stream content, is to do nothing.
Yeah, doing absolutely nothing. Luigi wins by doing absolutely nothing.
I should try doing that sometime.
Alright, you have a topic you want to talk about?
No, it didn't work. I mean, we did want to. We came in and we were intending on talking about tariffs and shit, but I'm not nearly as much of like an economist as I really, really want to be. So,
Have you seen that
speaking,
speech by like our PM Lawrence?
Oh, Lawrence Wong. No. What did? Could you TLDR it for the audience, not me, because I absolutely saw it.
I don't know. You want to watch it now?
Honestly speaking, not a bad idea. What did Lawrence?
It's quite a good clip.
Wong.
Honestly, it went viral. Like a lot of people outside of Singapore saw it.
Is it the one where he's sitting like on a chair,
No.
or was it in Parliament?
Oh, wow, I thought in Lawrence and the first thing came out was the Lawrence Wrong Terrace.
The one Lawrence Wong tariffs. I'm sorry, I thought you said
Okay.
Lawrence Wong terrorist.
Okay, here. I'll
Alright.
give you the clip.
Thank you, Uwu. You're the best.
Oh yeah, also Singapore mention. What the fuck is gum?
Wait, Singapore mentioned Doko. Nani?
Singapore mention. What is gum?
What is gum?
Yeah.
What is gum?
gum?
I have to win cap my Chrome. Singapore PM's reality check. Where? There we go. Alright, let's have this.
Oh my god, react content. We truly are streamers.
Well, at least I'm not into inflation, okay?
Hey guys, we did it.
The 250,000 subscribers!
I wonder if OMFG is still making songs.
I don't. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's watch this. I can stream it on Discord as well. Give me just a second. Dun-dun.
Thank you.
Speaker, we have known for some time that the world is in flux.
It's 23 minutes long. Are we
signposts
watching
are
this whole
fading,
thing?
but the contours of a new
Nah, you can just
global
watch the
system
first
have
half of
yet
it.
to take shape.
Sure.
So we are in a period of transition, uncertain, unsettled, and increasingly unstable.
You should go speed it up if you really want.
The recent
No, no, no,
Liberation
no.
Day tariff announcements by
I'm
the
not-
US
I'm-
confirms
I'm not
this
brain-rotting
stark
yet.
reality. The era of
Doing
rules-based
better than I am, I guess.
globalization and free trade is over. This marks
No
a
free
profound turning
trade.
point.
Free trade
We
is
are
finally
entering
over.
a new phase in global affairs.
Free trade is dead,
One that is
and
more
Trump killed it.
arbitrary,
Yeah.
protectionist, and dangerous. For nearly 80 years since the end of World War II, America was the anchor for the free market economies of the world. It championed free trade and
Sorry, I
open
know some of
markets
y'all
and
might
led
be getting
efforts
a
to
bit
build a
bored, so I'm
multilateral
gonna do
trading
something a
system.
little special for y'all.
This WTO
can
system
jangle
ushered
some
in
keys.
decades of global
No,
growth and
no,
stability.
well,
It
yes,
allowed
but
trade
no.
to flourish and lifted millions out of poverty. It benefited the world and contributed to America's own economic strength. And objectively, America continues to enjoy unrivaled economic heft. In fact, the US rebounded more quickly than other advanced
Incredible.
economies from the
I feel
COVID
so much more
pandemic.
educated.
It has surged ahead of all its major competitors in the advanced industrial world. But not all Americans feel this way about their economy. There are hollowed out towns in what was once America's thriving industrial belt. There are workers whose jobs have disappeared.
Can
and
you
whose
imagine a
incomes have
US
stagnated.
senator making
They
this
believe
speech?
that the American economy is fundamentally
I
broken.
would be able to if it were like
Discontent was
7,
already
8 years
visible in
ago,
the
I think.
1990s when protesters disrupted the WTO meeting in Seattle. Frustrations deepened following the global financial crisis of 2008 and more recently after the COVID
Wait,
pandemic.
Seattle?
To be clear, the global economic system is in need of reform. Singapore and many others have called for changes, and we have been working with like-minded countries and partners at the WTO to reform its
Slime.
processes.
I don't know where it went.
A key concern in America is China.
Did you check your butthole?
The sense that the
Steven,
US had given
never.
away
But
too much in
buttock.
allowing China to join the WTO, and that China competes on an unfair basis, for example, by heavily subsidizing its own companies, putting up non-tariff barriers, and restricting market access to US firms.
So, okay, we can pause.
Okay, sure.
These concerns
So, what do you think of like China's strategy?
What's China's strategy again? Sorry,
Okay,
I was too
so-
focused on the slime.
Yeah, understandable. So, basically, one of the reasons why he did like Trump's doing all this in the first place is because they kind of view. Okay, number one, he's crazy. Okay.
Damn.
So we don't really know what he's thinking, if anything at all, or whether he's just reacting to lights and stimuli like he's a fucking monkey. But like the whole idea, at least I think, is like China has been like let's take Chinese EVs as an example.
Mhm.
You know, Chinese electric vehicles, like
Yeah.
all the BYD cars, are like really cheap and they're like better than than Teslas and shit.
Yeah.
And like in many parts of Europe, like Chinese cars, like Chinese EV cars, have just flooded the market, and it's like destroyed like a lot of local brands trying their like best to make their EVs, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Because why buy like a EV like BMW or Mercedes and shit when you can just buy like a super cheap Chinese EV
Cheap
and they
Chinese
perform better.
electronics.
And they're only that cheap because China like the government they do what Singapore does, a lot of what Singapore does, and they like have the government like sponsor
Subsidization, essentially.
subsidization of like the companies. Like the companies are basically just part of the Chinese government.
Mm.
Sort of like how Temasek Holdings like owns like almost everything here in Singapore.
Yeah.
They basically sponsor all the companies there, and that plus the labor cost makes Chinese EVs like super cheap compared to everyone else.
Nepotism.
So that's part of why people view like China is like competing unfairly in like the global market, because
yeah,
in
well-
this kind of way, they are making like cheaper products than everyone else.
The thing
And they have like
is, right,
they've reached a
yeah.
point just a little bit. They reached a point where they're pretty much like caught up in like technology wise. Like Chinese solar panels are like really good and shit, and they're better than anything else anyone else can make. And like Chinese EVs are really good. So in certain areas, they're like pretty well done. You know, they're not like the cheap like shit that was in like the early 2000s. You know, they're like caught up technologically. I mean. And now that they're still cheaper, you know, it's like, why buy from anyone else? You know?
I think it's a
Yeah, you're saying?
double-edged sword, honestly, because China has come a long way since like the early 2000s, where it's like, oh, made in China, this has to be unreliable. To made in China,
Yeah.
well, it's probably cheap and serviceable enough, right?
Yeah.
So I think that that's like they have that going for them, but at the same time, because of the US tariffs, now a lot of people are going to inherently kind of look for options elsewhere, because America has just essentially cut off its own like bridges to the global market via like introducing tariffs unnecessarily, whereas like China is just the second, like, not second most. I'm not really well versed enough on like international trade to say any of that, but China is a very easily accessible country for if you want to get resources from, right?
They do big trade.
They do big trade. Uh big why do big words when small words do trick? And it's good for the economy, like the global economy, where you have more than one option, obviously.
Yeah, you have access to cheaper manufacturing.
Yeah, you have access to cheaper manufacturing, you have access to, honestly speaking, easier to access like goods,
Like
because
global supply chains and
yeah,
shit.
because
Yeah.
China is connected via landmass to a lot of different countries as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So technically speaking, if you don't want to do by sea shipping, you technically don't even really have to, I think. But that's
Yeah,
also
shipping's like super cheap. Yeah.
yeah, but that's also like a problem when it comes to like manufacturing in terms of local contexts, because you have a lot of countries where there are companies in there who are looking to do like their own manufacturing, but like now China has like a surplus of products that it kind of just like it can dump onto like neighboring countries. So
Mm-hmm,
the neighboring countries have less manufacturing work to do, and therefore like the amount of work you can get in those areas is kind of reduced, right?
Mm-hmm.
But either way, no matter what happens, America cutting off like most of its regional neighbors and like kind of violating free trade agreements and shit, it's always going to be a net win for any competitors that America has. Or go China, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it
Like
just
I agree. I think China is on track right now to overtake the US as like the global lead superpower at this rate.
to be fair, they shot themselves in the foot. Also, thank you, Sir, for the follow. Welcome to TorisuTalks.
Yeah, every Friday.
Every Friday. The last Friday was 11 months ago, but we just counted as last week. Forever.
What are you talking about? It was last week.
Yeah, fucking
Time is a flat circle.
April 10th to whenever the last TorisuTalks episode was did not exist. So I think that no matter what, China's gonna win here, but at the same time, a lot of countries are probably gonna look into like doing their own stuff. You know, last Surtur Valorant stream was 2 months ago. Understandable.
What the fuck is a Valorant?
It's where it's self harm.
Oh, it's self harm. Oh, okay, got it. Was it made by Rito Games? That must be why it's self harm.
Yeah, it's like League of Legends, but shooter. Didn't you reach gold or some shit? Like plat? I'm pretty sure you're
No,
like plat 2 last time I checked.
No, I've expelled all the Valorant for my body. I'm Valorant free. I'm sober.
Congratulations.
I've been sober.
Want a cookie?
Does it have Rito games in it?
Yes.
No.
Can't believe you quit Legends of Runeterra for this too. Anyway.
Legends of Runeterra quit out on me.
Oh wait, no shit, you're right. No, stop being right. I hate you. Oh. LR's
It's
corpse
not-
isn't even warm and they already released the Demon's Head. I can't believe this. Or like TFT.
It's not you, it's me. Actually, wait, no, it was you.
It's specifically Rito.
Specifically Rito.
Yeah.
About TF2, I thought TFT is still going strong. I actually tried jumping back into TFT and I was like, wow, there's so much to learn. I don't want to do this. And then I didn't go back.
But you learned how to play Pokemon TCG instead.
Yeah, I instead went is like I need my TCG fix, you know. I want to fucking go play Pokemon TCG instead.
You
Baby love.
fucking what? Go play Inscription or some shit.
No, I can't bully children on the internet through Inscription.
I see where your focus lies, and I respect that. No, wait, you know what? I don't. What the fuck?
Look, bullying young Timmy over there is one of the few joys I get in life, alright?
If you want to bully children, go play Fortnite.
No, ew. Have you seen what little Timmy's been up to in Fortnite?
No?
Forget about cranking 90s. Timmy's like building 2 towers before I even get to September 11th.
Mr. President. Oh no. Go instead of like a plane, it's like Goku like straight up crashing. The first one's Goku and the next one's Omni-Man. Invincible! You're dead! He's committed an atrocity!
Oh my god.
Oh. Okay, I'm sorry, but back to the back to the topic at hand, as if we haven't like deviated from it for like the past 30 minutes of the podcast. I also think that a lot more countries are preparing to kind of go back to their regional roots and trade amongst each other instead of like
Yeah, especially in like EU.
yeah.
Right.
Especially since like Brexit was a thing back in like 2016, a lot of countries have realized that all right, you know what, we can't rely on like big ass motherfuckers anyway, and like anymore. Sorry, because a lot of like it's always going to be on uncertain terms whether they decide to stay or leave, even if they're like a superpower, especially if they're a superpower, because they'll think that they have the most amount of power and just straight up refuse to do like free trade agreements anymore. So it becomes a bit of a problem. But to see like regional trade blossoming a little bit more is nice, though I think that it still can't be understated the amount of influence that these like superpowers straight up have on the global trade like economy, you know?
I'm just fucking scared of war, dude.
I think war is going to be a problem.
I am pretty sure. Like I am like at this point I am pretty sure that there's going to be a global war in our lifetime.
I wouldn't be surprised. No, there
I-
already
like-
is a pretty much global war in our lifetime.
I
Like,
wouldn't count like the Ukraine stuff as a global war just yet.
well,
I think it's a regional war. I don't think it's a global war. I think we are going to hit that point eventually.
it's hitting Mr. Worldwide pretty soon. Like, you
Yeah,
got all the.
I
It's a
don't wanna
proxy
be part
war.
of it.
I'm not gonna lie, it's a
Yeah.
proxy war.
Yeah, I don't want to be fucking part of it, dude. Why must we be fucking military aged men in trying times?
It's I mean, it's a proxy war. There's not much that we're going to be able to or really would want to do in this particular scenario when it comes to like any of these like regional wars that are happening right now. All we can do is kind of throw our weight like behind whoever won't fuck us up the most, you know?
Yeah, I will say though, there was like a book I didn't read it.
Yeah, because why would you?
Because why would I?
You can't read.
But yeah, obviously. But uh, about like the wealth inequality in the world, right? And in the past, like we always like joke about all the peasants and shit. Like, oh, why would they like tolerate these conditions? You know, why did they not usurp the king or like the lord sooner? And that was mostly because, in comparison to like the top 1% today, back then the nobility the nobility actually did give a larger proportion of their wealth back to the peasants than they do today. Like like food and shit, like gifts.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, the virtuous cycle is government taxes go to government agencies, go to government initiatives, goes back to taxes. Social initiatives, sorry.
Yeah, but now that like all the billionaires and like corporations have more power than ever, they don't view themselves as like being citizens of that country. They kind of view themselves like international citizens. You
I'm
know?
sovereign or some.
Yeah, and whoever like a lot of the Chinese millionaires and shit, you know.
They have a
They just come
passport,
over
but
here.
it's mostly like a rite of passage to anything else, really.
Yeah, they do whatever they want.
Yeah.
They don't really like quote unquote belong to like anywhere. Or a lot of the American, I guess this applies to most like
I mean, that's why
billionaires worldwide.
expatriates are such like a fucking big phrase that's being thrown around nowadays. Because like a lot of people, when they eventually get like the financial means, they don't really view themselves as like being bound down to any particular country or state. They just kind of go anywhere they want, and they have the power to do that because of like the sheer absurd amount of wealth they hold, right? Money.
Yeah. Money
A lot.
But yeah, after times of like great global calamity, like wars and shit, that's actually when wealth tends to get redistributed, and like the wealth gap shrinks. Because otherwise, the wealth gap usually just grows and grows and grows. The only time it shrinks is during like major like recession and war.
Well, I guess I'm not advocating for war, okay? Like I'm not all I'm saying is that it is in fact illegal for me to say that I want The Whitest Kids You Know is a YouTube channel that posted a video that said in one particular video of theirs that it is illegal to say that I want to kill the president of the United States. They said that. They said that, not me. Okay, they said that it was illegal to say that. All right, I'm not making the same joke twice. But yeah, it is in fact illegal to say that. I mean, Luigi Mangione already did it. Like, did a big fucking thing, right?
So, oh my god, they want the death sentence for him.
They want the death sentence for him?
Yes, a lot of like some
for
fucking rich folk.
murder.
Yeah, they want him to.
I'm
the
not
fucking
surprised.
Stupid thing is that the fucking school shooters and shit get like life in prison. They want the guy who killed one CEO. Fucking one CEO to get a death sentence, and they're okay with all the fucking school shooters not. No,
Look,
like,
okay, I'm gonna like level a bit here, and I'm gonna say that school shooters don't usually get the death sentence, but that's mostly because they shoot themselves by like the end of the entire thing. So
I mean, but even the ones who do survive usually don't get death sentences.
yeah, which
I mean,
is
okay,
fucking
not
ridiculous,
that I
right?
don't agree that death sentence in the first place. Not even
No,
one
yeah, but like
Singapore.
if you're gonna do it equally, right? Like what
yeah,
the fuck
but
are you,
yeah,
like,
exactly.
You got like
Exactly.
a guy who killed like a bunch of like 12-year-olds and he gets like a life sentence, and you get a guy who killed like one CEO, and of course
One
he gets a death
CEO.
penalty because why wouldn't he?
Yeah, like what the fuck?
Like it's not that. it's not that the death sentence is a good thing, mind you, but like if you're gonna do it, like at least do it fucking equally, right? Like
Exactly. Yeah.
it's okay. All right. I feel like the longer we talk, we are going to get put
How
on
did we
watch
get
list
here?
somewhere.
How did we get here?
The tariffs, Risu.
The tariffs.
It's
The
not
tariffs.
that big of a leap. The topics are not that big of a leap.
God, every day I wonder what the world would have been like if that fucking shooter didn't miss.
Yeah. Probably worse, honestly. Look. I have like two theories.
What do you think it would have been like if he did miss? If he didn't miss.
If he didn't miss, gun control would have been like a really big thing.
I doubt it.
No, because
Dude, the
like,
president almost got shot, and former president almost got shot, and nothing changed. So I don't think him actually getting shot will change anything.
well, no, yeah, but like the gun control for thee but not for me would have been the official stance they took. I think
Yeah, maybe.
in all probability, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like there are two things that I think could have happened, but they're in direct opposition of each other. Number one is that like the Republicans would have gotten like really, really fucking angry and voted JD Vance in instead, or like a more populist leader.
JD Vance isn't popular.
Populist.
Like
Like
he's
they're
not as like he's not even close to being as popular as Trump is.
no, like populist as in terms of policies.
Oh.
Yeah, like they would like vote him in just because like Trump appointed him as like vice president or had the intention to appoint him as vice president, you know?
Really? Because that wasn't announced till like later.
I mean, someone would have brought it up, I think.
Maybe.
Yeah, or either that or like, the country would unite and say, all right, maybe we do need like some sort of control against like firearms or some shit. Though I heavily doubt that would happen.
I don't think that would ever happen.
It's fucking America, dude.
It's like a school shooting almost every day, and nothing has changed. If like the killing, like the mass killing of like so many fucking children is not enough to change, like, I think it's lost at this point.
Yeah, it's a pretty lost cause. But I mean, who am I to comment on like American affairs, right? It's pretty fucked at this point. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like the time I was in America was like one of the best times that I've like had. But honestly speaking, I think it was more of like an outlier experience than anything else. Because I know that there are plenty of other people in America who are like desperately in need of help, you know. I went to fucking Seattle, and all I can say is that was the first time I'd ever been passed like a brochure by a Jehovah's Witnesses.
And what was it like?
It was it made me feel like I was actually finally in America.
Oh my god, what was the brochure like? What the fuck did you say?
It was like receive the salvation of Christ, jw.org.
Oh my god.
It was like by this guy in like a really like fancy like he looked like he was like
a
pastor
principal or something.
No, not a principal. He looked like he was a pastor at like fucking
The Vatican's.
Not even the Vatican's. No. He was wearing like a really fancy suit, like Kong Hee's church or some shit.
What the fuck?
Yeah, no, like he looked like I'm genuine when I say this. He looked like he was like fucking dressed like Kong Hee.
Oh my god, it'll be really funny in the future if we finally get a crazy evil dictator in control of the country. He takes the country down like a really shit path, and then people start like making like he starts doing the North Korea thing where he starts erecting statues of LKY everywhere and making like basically turning him into a god and like making people pray to him and shit. And start a whole new religion. That'll be insane.
Alright, Ubisoft, you got this. Far Cry 7, let's fucking go.
Far Cry 7, Singapore 2077.
Let's go! Don't you dare besmirch the good name of the Lees, man. You walk around, it's like a bunch of holograms everywhere. It's just like a digital deepfake of Lee Kuan Yew telling you that he'll care for you forever, or some shit even beyond the grave. It's like,
Big Lee is coming. Big Lee is watching.
some cyberpunk shit. Like there
Oh my
there are
God.
no happy endings in Marina Bay Sands.
You should make a game like that.
What?
Actually, don't. You'll be arrested. And
Yeah,
you'll be
what the?
You'll be Puffmut and arrested.
ISD about to get on my ass for real. They'll like lock me up. They'll be like, "Why do you make that game?" I just wanted to make Far Cry 7, man. Like Ubisoft was cool. Dude, you guys invited Ubisoft into the fucking country and you're telling me I can't make Far Cry 7 based off of Singapore?
It'd be really funny if someone did make a game about dystopian, dystopian thing. I mean, like, there's a lot of games about like dystopian Korea right now.
Yeah. I mean,
Surprising.
Korea is pretty much like a dystopia at this point, no?
Yeah, it's not even like people like from outside. It's like actual like Koreans making games about dystopias. They are eerily similar to Korea for some reason.
I'm not
I wonder why.
surprised. Mostly because of the tribals, but I mean, that's a topic for another time.
It's kind of insane to think that the population will halve by 2060. It would halve.
There
In 30
is-
in 35 years from now, there's
They're
going to be
actually on the
half
verge
the
of, like-
populations of South Korea. And the funny thing is, we're not far behind. The only reason why our population is even like close to stable is because of all the immigrants we're taking in. But
The
we
TFR
did not.
is like 0.98 here right now. We're not that far behind.
Yeah, if we did not have all the foreign talent that's coming in and all the foreign workers and shit, by 2070, our population will be half. Fucking half.
Yeah,
Not the working population half. No, the entire population will be half. Like Jesus Christ.
it's
Like in 4 generations, 100 people will become 5. If at a replacement rate of like 0.6 or something.
yes, Risu, we have all watched the Kazakhstan video.
Yeah, that's insane. I'm like, holy fuck. Oh my god, fucking Marvel Rivals just asked to update. Fuck off, Marvel Rivals.
I thought you liked playing Marvel Rivals.
No, I don't. Why do I want to play Cruel and Unusual Punishment? I have a tournament tomorrow.
You keep talking about Marvel Rivals.
Because Yuki won't shut up about it. He keeps going, gonna get sticky over and over.
Gonna get sticky. I genuinely thought you liked playing Marvel Rivals, so I was like, alright, you know what, I can join, but like only as either Squirrel Girl or as Raccoon, you know? Like
You're
both
fucking
the
crazy.
furries.
Why the fuck would I play Marvel Rivals?
I don't know,
When
maybe
I
you're
have
into
so
Cruel
many
and
other
Unusual
games.
Punishments. You play World of Tanks. That's all I'm saying. Is you know, you've played far worse.
That is true. Well, things is flowers.
World of Tanks, there's a fucking Delta Force, I'd say.
That was a good game. I actually didn't mind Delta Force. I've stopped playing it recently, but mostly because I'm just waiting for content on that game. It's pretty good. I
Did you
actually quite
play
like. I just like extraction shooters in general. So yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I exclusively refuse to play Deadlock because of like my small brain.
You should. They look so fun, dude. And it's such a major update that revamped everything, and nobody knows how to play the game now. It's like it's such a good time to jump in.
Unfortunately, I am not like a fan of Cruel and Unusual Punishments.
Nah, but Deadlock is fucking peak, bro. I would play Deadlock any day compared to fucking Marvel Rivals.
Walls going up. I don't. Wrong Deadlock. Wrong Deadlock. Yeah.
Funny thing is, there's a character that also goes walls going up in in Deadlock.
Ain't no way.
The name is McGinnis. They built turrets, and she's at the bottom of the tier list right now because when they swapped the game over from 4 lanes to 3, they forgot to buff her.
So she's engineer.
Yes.
Damn. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is gonna be the last topic of the day because we're already hitting like an hour. Maybe one day we'll do like a 3-hour special, who fucking knows, but for now, it is time for... Okay, no, I'm kidding. I don't think anyone would want to like join, but I was toying around with the idea of like stealing ideas recently. like, have you ever watched this YouTube channel called Subway Takes?
Subway takes? No, I never heard of it.
Yeah, no. So this guy goes on the subway. He asks one random person for their take on literally anything, and it's like it's like a YouTube Shorts thing. It's like a minute. They like edit the footage into like a minute, and then like they have people with the most batshit insane takes. Like people should be allowed to smoke inside. but there's like to clarify, there's like buildings that people are allowed to smoke inside and buildings where people are not allowed to smoke inside, you know. Or like some other takes like I don't know, I'm gonna just make up some shit like
apparently smoking alcohol use has been like gone down a lot like in recent years. Smoking and alcohol use.
Oh, I mean, yeah, because like people have realized that it's bad for your health.
Yeah, who would have thought?
Me. I thought. I knew that a long time ago.
No way.
I knew.
They're thinking and tell me that TikTok rots your brain.
I already knew that.
What?
I just refuse to tell you because I'm evil. And I want TikTok to rot your brain.
No. My brain.
My Brian.
My brain cell. My Brian cell.
Yeah, but I think we're gonna need to like get a specific person to like come on here, but I don't really have any particular person that like I don't think anyone would like take a last minute thing. So maybe let's not do that. You know what? That aside, have you watched this TF2 series called Server Blight?
No.
Are you good with horror?
No.
Understandable. Have a nice day. That brings us to the end of this. No, that brings us to the end of this episode. Thank you for coming to another episode of TorisuTalks. It has been a year since the last fucking
What are you talking about? It's been last Friday.
It has been a Friday since we've skipped so many weeks. We've skipped so many motherfucking weeks, mostly because of like busy schedules and the fact that I couldn't come up with a topic. But thanks Trump for giving us another topic to talk about. Very cool. Orange Man just can't stop doing shit to the world. It's a problem. He's addicted to making problems for everyone else. I can't believe
it. Wait, before we go.
Alright.
Watch this one.
Okay. Okay, let's take a look. Oh god. I fucking go ahead and do that real quick.
It's so good. It's really a timeless format.
I'm just gonna cut it here and post the link in like the chat. I can't subject myself to this any longer. I refuse to subject myself to this any longer. This is torture. This is cruel and unusual punishment. Alright, thank you guys for coming by. I forgot my usual outro because I haven't streamed in months. Upon months. Upon months. Upon months. Upon months. I'm not even sure when I'm gonna be doing shit next. I have like an entire video that I haven't even like uploaded. Fucking I'm gonna turn into a Brett tuber.
Oh no.
No, like I have an actual script and everything. Can send it to you if you want. Like
oh my god, no.
Like you have to read like a lot.
Oh, I hate reading. No.
I will like torture you with words and shit.
No, reading. I can. I'm gonna put it into ChatGPT and ask for summary.
Fucking okay, no, that's ironic because like the entire thing is about why ChatGPT fucking sucks. So yeah, that's
I see ChatGPT is biased or not.
it. Absolutely is going to be biased if you ask it what's wrong with this essay. So you know what, fucking do it. But like, if ChatGPT logs it and like Sam Altman ends up coming up with a better video than me, I'm gonna fucking riot. I will cry very hard at you on the phone. I have your number, and also I'm in your walls. Mostly I'm in your walls. So good luck and stay shining. No wait, that's your outro. Fuck. What was it? Thanks for coming by. I appreciate you all a lot. And remember, the game is always afoot. And then Risu comes in here and corrects me with haha feet. And I say like, fuck you. And then he'll say, alright, stay shining. And then the stream